We left off 8:30, third paragraph. Krui Elokim Ubeshachar B'Yachla B'Ovdov. These people who their only interest is to be focused and to not be distracted from to address their objective, which is serving Hashem. He referred, Krui Elokim, they are the honored guests of Hashem, who eagerly seek Him, Umiyachla B'Ovdov. They wait for Him and they serve Him. Dovri Emes Logi Tzedek. They speak truth and they utter righteousness. He says they call for justice. They have no fear of government. He says, or domination by an adversary. I'm not sure. Soton normally doesn't mean adversary. Yikorim Yosim Mikol Odom. These people are the noblest of men. Ushmurim Yoser Mikolom. V'sifartum Alosim Gedolim Mikulam. Their glory and their status is greater than all of them. V'chubodim Boti Elokim Ugedolim Beini Habruim. They are honored in God's houses, and they are great among creation. No, he still does the letter. Nothing could distract him from being cognizant of God. Nothing could deny them from giving his thanks. The tongues are accustomed to sing his praises and his thanks. Libosam leos bebor ubiyichud. He says the hearts are filled with purity and with commitment to Hashem. You know, who's the giant? You know, you have a little Jew who doesn't have 2 cents, not 2 nickels to rub together, 2 pennies to rub together. Right? And this person is a giant. In God's eyes, this man is the giant. The world exists for this person. That's what he's speaking about. He cannot be distracted. His level of commitment, his purity of heart, his values. But of course, I was reading about the Brisker Rov. Brisker Rov was meticulous to the nth degree in everything he did regarding mitzvahs and studying everything. Before he would walk into the street, he would examine his clothing to make sure they were immaculate and spotless. Because the whole concept of Chil Hashem Tim was that if he would go out and he was not, if there was any spot on his clothing, it would be seen very badly. It would reflect poorly on what he represents. I mean, to that degree. So there, even the material, whatever it was, his level of the way he presented himself was only within the context of mitzvah. It had nothing to do with, because he was interested in the material. It's known the Chazon Ish. Yeah, I don't know if you saw pictures. You ever see pictures of the Chazon Ish, especially when he was older. He wore a hat that looked like it saw its better days. Beaten up, you can't imagine. It was the same hat he wore his whole life. It was the hat he was married in. Not the suit. Okay, that's the Russian version. This is the real story. he wore the same hat his whole life. So they asked him, but it says, Talmud Chochem, sheyesh lo vaval bigdo v'yitmar Shabbos. He has any type of speck or uncleanliness on his clothing. It's considered a chil Hashem. God despises that Talmud Chochem. The hat was worn and beaten. So he says the two things: there's cleanliness and there's something that's worn. There's nothing to be ashamed to wear something that's worn, as long as it's not threadbare, where you can see your flesh. That's beaten up since beaten up, but it was cleaned. It's not that it had any relevance to uncleanliness. Not that. That's not a chil Hashem. Whatever it was, that's what he did. He had no interest in material. It's totally Chazon Ish weighed maybe 90 pounds, barely ate. He only ate literally enough only to survive. That's it, nothing more. Hisnaka lohem ha'olam v'kiru. This is interesting. Hisnaka lohem ha'olam v'kiru. This world puts up a facade before them, but they recognize its true face. V'dorchu bo v'sipru. It says they stride through it and depict it to others who recognize it. You know, you have a minefield. So somebody who has the mine detector could lead other people through it, and he can point out exactly where the mine's located. Yeah, but who has that sensitivity? These people, they see it for what it is. You know, people are impressed. And many years ago in Yeshiva, a certain person came from Israel, the chief rabbi, and he gave a shir in the Yeshiva. It was like lightning and thunder type of shir. Real orator. You know, played out every aspect of the shir. So I remember I was my mashgiach shiva, was the shir right beneath my Rosh Hashiva, below the Rosh Hashiva, and he said whatever he spoke about, whatever subject matter. And the mashgiach felt it was based on a false premise. So he went and he reviewed with the students of the shir. He reviewed the shir that this person, this guest lecturer, and he pointed out why everything that he said was based on a false premise. Therefore, everything said really had no relevance to anything. That's what he pointed out. But everybody was overwhelmingly impressed. But if you have the ability to detect the truth and understand that the foundation was faulty, and you understand it's worthless. He didn't say anything to him. It's not chas v'sholom. He went to embarrass the man. But he wanted to point at the students who were overly impressed that they should believe that this has credibility. He showed it has no credibility this year. It's not a credible share. To be continued.